Oh, it's the saddest meet cute there never was, you know? We didn't even get to see how it fully played out, but
I
the way that it did play out was so just, heart-wrenching.
You got the golden ticket.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Plus One with Jess. Today we have on director and writer Adrian Yang. You've probably seen his short film all over Instagram. It's called Passing.
I just wanted to say hi. Allie.
No.
Now has over 7 million views in just 3 weeks that it's been on Instagram. It stars Carter Jenkins and Veronica Collegian. Thank you so much for joining us, Adrian. I'm so excited to talk with you.
Thank you for having me. I'm just so blown away by the response. I'm literally in shock every day, and I feel like I'm dreaming that, and I like any moment I'm gonna wake up now. It's been wild.
Truly, even just watching it from the sidelines, I'm like constantly going back and checking to seeing how the views are growing, the comments are pouring in. It's been so much fun just to watch, even from the sidelines. So I can only imagine what that's all been like for you.
Totally surreal, and the comments and DMs, like
Yeah.
it's endless. It's endless, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so like touched and reassured that what I'm doing matters to people.
Yeah,
And also, I feel like it really shows us how much we're craving connection,
absolutely.
intimacy. I saw this article in the Atlantic how we don't hang out. People don't hang out anymore. I think there is some truth to that. We're so become so isolated, and I think it really struck a chord. I did not expect that. Those were not things I was thinking about for sure when I was making the film. But yeah, I'm so blown away.
Yeah. How quickly did you realize how much this film was resonating with its audience? Because I think I came across it maybe 2 weeks into it being posted on Instagram, and that's when I reached out to you, but you being the one who posted it, how quickly did you notice that?
Oh man, within 2 to 3 days, the comments and shares, and it started pouring in pretty quickly. Within that first week, we got 1.5 million views, probably within 5 days. 5 days. I think I did a post about it. That's
Wow.
right. So it was 5 days, and I'm pretty sure you reached out like within that first week. I thought it was like
Okay,
days.
cool. I think I'm
Yeah,
exaggerating a little bit over here.
you reached out. I'm pretty sure like within day 3 or 4.
Oh, nice. Let me pat myself on the back. I
Yeah,
saw the vision.
you did. You did.
What was the process like with working with Carter and Veronica on this project?
So Carter lives in LA, and he hit me up, said he was going to be in town for a few days before, it was like a week before Thanksgiving. We met up for lunch. It's really just to catch up.
Mhm.
I've known Carter for 13 years, and I hadn't seen him for like two couple of years since I was in LA a couple of years ago. But we were just catching up, and he was like, "Hey, we should make something." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, okay, let's say
Just
it."
casual.
It was pretty casual, and we were trying
Yeah.
to think, what should we do? We didn't land in an idea that day, but we knew we were gonna shoot on Sunday. And then Carter's like, "Oh, I know this girl named Veronica," and I checked her out like on her Instagram and read her Substack. And actually, so on Sunday, the shoot came around. Still very last minute. Veronica had to confirm at the last minute, and 2 to 3 hours before it was time to shoot.
Yeah.
Literally, I didn't know what to do. Like, there's no concept at all. I did have an inkling because Veronica wrote this piece in Substack about her experience with strangers. And what's so beautiful is that the confluence of things, my own experience with strangers, my own fascination, have a whole history of, uh, you know, projects about strangers and how we engage with people that we don't know. And so there was already that seed, but we didn't know what we were going to do. And
Yeah.
I was at a diner with Carter, And it's like, what should we? Literally 2 hours, 2 hours before it was time to shoot. What I don't know what we're gonna do. But we were sitting in this diner, and there was this street crosswalk walk across the way, and for some reason, I just had this visual of Carter and Veronica on opposite ends of the street, crossing paths and complete strangers. And I pitched Carter the idea of like her turning around and saying something completely random. Originally, it wasn't even going to be hi, hello. We didn't land on that later until during the shoot. But originally, my idea was like, she turns around and says, orange. And he's like, you're talking to me? She's like, yes, it's you. Because just the idea to break up our usual way of interaction.
Yes.
We're become just like robots.
Exactly. We are walking AI sometimes.
This is true. And I wonder if like all this flood of AI slop has kind of heightened our need for connection, intimacy. Like people don't generally stop to watch a 2-minute narrative short film. That's what I'm kind of blown away by. Like, you have like limited amount of time to like connect with the viewer, especially on Instagram. You have like probably like 2 seconds. So I'm blown. Yeah. So I'm just, it speaks to our need for connection. Like, and but again, like I only created this from my experience, my kind of like, hunger for that kind of connection.
Yeah. So you're working with them. You find out very last minute that this is all coming together because it's really just based on people's availability. Then you're kind of coming up with this idea and concept on the fly. Do you have a written out script for the two of them, or is it basically just Adrian being like, okay, here's an idea and try this?
Yes. So there was improv. So here's the thing. There's this misconception that improv is, hey, actors, make up whatever you want, and then I'm gonna go home and have fun. No. So the basic structure of like beginning and end for sure, and in the middle we kind of shaped as we went along. So improv for me as a filmmaker on set, it's like you're writing on set. It is a form of writing. You're shaping it. You're using the actor's energy, and there's just their innate essence that you wouldn't get when you're just sitting behind a computer, right? And you're shaping it as you go along. You're coaching them to deliver what the story needs. Sometimes it's throwing them lines. I want originally like I tossed out the orange thing, right? The original idea of like orange, and I wanted Veronica to just say something random. And we did a few takes where there was one take where Veronica said penguins, and she crosses the street, and she starts just giving this random.
He's like, what's going on?
What's going on? But she starts giving this random fact about penguins about mating or something, and it was hilarious. But the reason why I didn't want to go with that because it felt too much like she was trying to tell him that she wants to mate with him, and I was like, okay, let's step back. Maybe let's try something simpler. So we settle on hi, hello. But
makes sense, valid. That's a normal encounter.
Yeah, but the idea was just to shake up our reality as we know it, right? And I think so many of us like imagine doing that ourselves, like when you're on the train or on the street, right? And I wanted to tap into that. But so that whole middle piece was a lot of start and stop shaping, and then Veronica's did such a great job of delivering that whole this is why I did that. And how we got there was so first of all, one note I gave Veronica was to use me as a reference because I talk in this like kind of start and stop way, and I tend to like search for my words a lot because I have so many thoughts running through my head, and it takes time for me to process. And so I knew that I wanted her to kind of speak like that and to explain why. And I wanted her also to draw from her own. So she wrote the Substack piece on her Substack about her own experience with strangers. So she already
I read.
pull from. So that's the thing. Like, going back to what I said about using an actor's innate energy in essence, that was already there in Veronica. I just lucked out in that we aligned in that way of like, hey, like you're actually literally are a conduit for my own curiosities about strangers and how we behave. So those things met, and we did a few takes, and that was it for me. When I saw her, like she did the I did. Okay, that was so beautiful. That was all Veronica. Got to give her credit for that.
I
So,
loved that moment.
but I think it came from a true place for Veronica, and that's why it's so good. I really try whenever I can to pull natural performances. And some people wrote to me and they said it feels like an actress wrote actually. It feels like you're witnessing something. You're not just watching. And I think that meant a lot to me because that is always the goal. I want when I'm watching a film, I want to watch human behavior. I don't want to watch actors acting.
Yeah.
But so this, this was so fun to just play around and get in. Here's the other thing you should know. We had to the original idea was to go have them go to a playground and they talk and maybe they stop at a restaurant and this whole thing develops, right? That was what I wanted to do. But the reason why it turned out the way it did, which I'm glad it did, was just because it was cold as hell. It was
It looked freezing, by the way.
It was freezing, and Carter was like, "It's freezing." Poor Carter, such a trooper. He was like, "It's freezing. We got we got it. We got to finish this. We got to finish." And I don't blame him. It was freezing. My hands were freezing, but I'm glad that happened. I think for any filmmakers out there, use your so Murphy's Law is always going to happen, right? And use that to your advantage. So we ended the shoot and I'm like, you know what? We don't have to move past this crosswalk. It stays at this crosswalk.
Yeah.
This happens within that, just right there. Otherwise it would have ended up 5 minutes short. And I don't know if, people have the attention span to sit and watch that. And I honestly don't think it would have been shared as much if we had gone the original idea.
Yeah. Of like showing a what could have been type of moments.
Yeah, and I think actually I just remembered the original idea was they would be in his apartment and there would be this whole cuddling scene and everything. That's the thing. Like Carter was staying at his friend's apartment and we had access to an apartment. That was the original idea. Was we wanted to shoot. We knew we wanted to use that apartment. But that apartment was not very nice looking. No offense. It was an empty apartment. So his friend I guess she has it there for, I don't know, she rents it out or something. But it was very just bare. And Carter for some reason bought red sheets, and it just did not look good. It did not look good. So again, but kismet, because then that forced me to think about, okay, where can this take place? Okay, let's just have it outside. Yeah.
Oh, it's the saddest meet cute there never was. We didn't even get to see how it fully played out, but the way that it did play out was so just heart-wrenching.
No, I want to see how it plays out too. A lot of people have commented they want part two. And to be honest, here's the thing: like I get that, and people are invested in these two. For me, this short is like a haiku. I don't know if a feature would do it justice. And I even asked on my stories, hey, should we make a feature? And I'm still kind of on the fence because I can definitely see us exploring Noah and Allie's lives, like do kind of a sliding doors kind of a story. But I don't know if it'll have as much impact because the whole idea is this like moment that was pregnant with possibilities that's just kind of shockingly taken away from us. A feature film, you have to sustain that for like 90 minutes or so, and
right.
I don't know if it would work.
Yeah, it's the whole concept. This is something that we've all gone through, whether it's in our dating life or in our profession or whatever. It could happen any time of day. It's the fact that we're getting so complacent and so used to not taking these risks because we'll see someone else do it on our phones, or we'll see, we're just used to getting that serotonin and that dopamine elsewhere, so we're not taking the risks that we once took.
Exactly. And people who are commented, this doesn't happen in real life. By the way, yes, that's fair, but it does happen in real life. This gentleman wrote about how he met his either girlfriend or wife that way. It was like at a crosswalk. He high-fived her, and that was the beginning of it. That was the beginning. She high-fived him back, and that's such a beautiful story.
There's an Instagram account. I cannot think of the name right now, but it's something like Missed Opportunities or something along those lines, where people will they'll send in these submissions of these like almost moments. Saw this guy, we were talking at a movie theater, didn't get his contact information. Here's what he looks like, and then they give a description. And they've been put in contact before. Moments like this, it's happened, it's come to fruition, but it's wild. It's not a unique experience at the end of the day. This is something that so many of us can think back to and relate to.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm gonna have to look at.
And maybe that's some inspiration for one of your next short films. It's really cute.
But like how many opportunities have been missed because of that? And
absolutely, yeah.
But I think like even the smallest gestures that you wouldn't even think could change someone's life. I think like, I'd say even sitting here talking to you, I don't know, or maybe I could potentially change someone's life by sharing my own experiences. Or it's crazy to think that,
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. What was your? Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's like the whole multiverse, like all these possibilities, right? Yeah.
So true. Yes, and it's all going on at the same time. It freaks me out to think about. Oh man, what was your week looking like as you were leading up to this? Because 7 million views later, just a couple of weeks into it, but going into that week, what was that looking like?
So it's so crazy. So I mean, honestly, that week, to give you context, like it's been like quickly because it's a lot, this whole year actually has been so weird, and just a lot has happened. But that week, probably before shooting, like A24 hit me up for a callback on this show. I'm not an actor, so I
was like, what?
So
side quest.
Here's a side quest. I love that. It was kind of a side quest. So like, last month I saw this casting call. They're looking for Asian people, and that, there is a lack of Asian, and people might become my comment like, oh, how dare you say that as an Asian? But like, it is hard. Like it is a struggle to find Asian talent, unfortunately, opportunities and stuff like that. And that's a whole nother subject. But all that to say is that I submitted to this a show that's shooting in Chinatown. I think Lucy Liu's in it, and I just sent them my selfie.
Sick.
Yeah. So I sent them my selfies thinking nothing. I was like, and they were the worst selfies of myself too. I even had like a, and I don't do that. I swear I don't. I mean, this is not me, but I sent even a gym like pic of me. I was like, oh, okay.
I love it.
Whatever I have on my phone.
It's your Hinge profile. You're holding a fish in one.
Seriously. That's what it was. But like so I just submitted just for the heck of it, and can you hear that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's New York.
Yes, New York. But so I submitted, and then like a week later they hit me up like, hey, we want you to read. And they sent me sides, and I read. I sent the self tape, thinking, oh, I was like, this is like, they probably just like casting a wide net. And then like the following week, they texted me, hey, are you available right now for a Zoom audition? I had 1 hour to prepare.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, it's kind of similar to your actors and yourself with passing. You had to work quickly.
Yeah. But so I did that, but it was so wild how, and this was a week before Passing went viral. And I felt like, for me, I don't know, the viewers might not have the context, but I think once you put your energy out there with intention, and choose how you want to be and what you want to attract.
Yeah.
I really think that the universe does deliver, and
Absolutely.
it does. And it just sounds like it might sound hokey, but like, I mean, like I said, it's been a rough year, and then all this happened. It was like I was talking to Carter that day before we decided to do something. This is exactly, I was like, you know what, Carter, it'd be nice if I had the resources to like hire all my talented friends to work, to be my own production company, be my own showrunner. And I'm granted, I don't have the funds to do that. But I said to Carter, I said to him, like, we kind of can do that now, just on a smaller scale. I'm trying to, like, and that includes like putting your friends in your films, and
Yeah.
working with your friends and creating those small opportunities, even if you don't have the money, and doing it for art's sake. And I feel like that's what we did with Passing.
Yeah.
And then all this happened. I really can't process it.
I love it. It's just the way that the universe pays you back. You tell them exactly what you want, you put the efforts and the energy out there, and the universe does pay you back. I truly believe in that. I believe in manifesting, vision boards, all of it,
100%. You do have to put in the effort. I think
that part.
it's not just think it.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's not going to work out without it. But
It was really funny that you named them Ali and Noah. Was that a nod to The Notebook?
So that was an accident, and it was intentional at the same time. So what happened was, Veronica named herself Allie, and then Carter said Noah, and then they both realized, wait a minute, that's from The Notebook. And
Yeah.
and at first I didn't realize that, and then I said, what? They were like, oh, we can't use that. I'm like, why not? Oh, it's from The Notebook. I'm like, oh, and I was like, actually like that. That's a little Easter egg, so we kept it.
It was so good. And also, those are common names. So it's not like weird by any means. But again, it felt intentional the way it came out. And the little laugh at the end, it felt like, oh, this was all planned.
Yeah. Oh, I think sometimes like filmmaking is like those happy accidents, and
Yeah.
it's kind of destiny in a sense. Everything starts to align in ways the law of attraction starts to happen when you really
Yeah.
put the energy out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that a part of the inspiration for the story came from Veronica's Substack. She wrote that Substack, I want to say back in like June or July over the summer, and then you guys filmed this very recently, right?
Yeah, this was a few days before Thanksgiving.
Just a couple weeks ago. Crazy to think.
Yeah.
How did the Substack come up on your page, or was this something that Carter showed you?
So when Carter suggested Veronica, as a director, you have to do your research about the actors that you're going to potentially be working with, and came across Veronica's Substack on her Instagram, and it really resonated with me. And it was this happy, kind of a happy accident of like, oh, that's an experience that I've been kind of exploring for a long time. I'm actually reading a book called The Power of Strangers, and I'm just fascinated about how potentially one interaction can change the course of your life, and also why we are so afraid to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was this beautiful confluence of interest and curiosity, and yeah, I just felt like it was fated.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It was kismet. What is your relationship with talking to strangers? Is it something where you kind of stray away from it? Is it something that you're trying to work on? It sounds like you're trying to work on it based on the book you're reading.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Actually, just a few days ago, I made a new friend at the museum. He was looking at a painting, and I was with my friend Gerard, and started talking to him and asking him how did he interpret this painting, and then we just started getting into it and asked him what his name was, and what do you do, and he's a stylist, and we're friends on Instagram now. So
Sick.
I'm also a photographer, and there have been times where I've actually stopped strangers just because they have an interesting face and want to take their photo, their portrait.
Mhm.
Other times where I want to, but I don't because there's people around. I don't want people to think I'm weird. I think there's two things that prevent people from talking to strangers. Is one, the fear of rejection, and the other is the fear of looking weird. And I was, and a lot of the comments, I saw people write that they made the observation that in the short, at the beginning she's alone, and at the end
Mhm.
you see people crossing the street, so she's like around people, and that's what stops her from making that effort. It's because she doesn't want to look weird. So that's an interpretation.
Yes.
It's very valid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like that actually, because I noticed that, but I didn't think about it in that way. And it's like one part is we're afraid of being perceived by the masses, by everyone around us, but then another part is we're afraid of being perceived incorrectly by that person, the one person that we're talking to. There's so much to it, you know?
Right. Yeah, especially in person. I think it hurts a lot more if you're rejected in person, or you feel a lot. Whereas online, it's a lot easier. You DM someone, if you don't get a response, that's that. But
Yeah.
which is interesting to me. It's just, you're still being rejected, but you don't have to face. You don't have to really face it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to see their face perceiving you and go through that
Right.
whole
Right.
process.
Right.
Which is why I do notice with a lot of content creators, honestly, it does seem like a lot of creatives in general tend to be a lot more shy without their phone, when you're actually meeting them in person. And I've always found that to be so fascinating because at the end of the day, you really can't be shy when it comes down to you performing your art. Like you have to get over that boundary that's holding you back, but that could still mean that you're a shy person overall.
Yeah. You can see I'm very, very. Look, I hide behind the camera. It's a lot easier for me to talk to people when I'm on the street and I have a camera around my neck, because that's my protection. That's my armor.
Yeah.
Because then I have a reason, and I can
Mhm.
hide behind that. That's why I make films. I hide behind the
Yeah.
camera. That's how I express myself. I think, as you, as you know, like this is very, very, very hard for me. It's very hard for me.
Which is already a huge step that you're taking, but it's also, I think some of the best creatives really are shy. When I was first starting in the hosting space, people always thought it was a really weird thing that I felt comfortable in front of a camera. And I would always say, well, the camera doesn't judge you, people do. So
Mm.
for some reason, I just felt comfortable, like holding eye contact with the camera, whatever it might be. But I feel like it's probably kind of similar for you.
Yes. 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 And it's ironic because I did 10 years of improv comedy where,
That's
yeah,
wild.
where I had to jump on the stage in front of people. But I think the difference is that I could play a different character. I could be somebody completely opposite of.
Yes.
So I never felt like people were judging me. Does that make sense? It's also kind
No,
of a
absolutely.
Yeah, and when you're doing improv, you have your team too. You're not just up there alone. Oh, funny
Mhm.
enough, I had an improv show called Strangers. I had a two-person improv show called Strangers. So this fascination with strangers goes way back. But
Yeah, wow.
way back. But the idea of that show was every time we had a show, it was just two strangers and how they would meet or how they would interact or whatever, and this crazy story would unfold. But
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. But also, let me give you your props for a second because I've taken improv in LA at UCB. And while it was so educational, it was truly, that was the most I've ever sweat in my entire life. It was the most nervous I've ever been when it came time for performance day, especially. That is so hard to do. So the fact that you did that for years,
yeah.
I'm like blown away by that.
Yeah, so improv, I like to tell young filmmakers, that improv is sort of like the secret backdoor to filmmaking, because you get to meet very passionate, hungry actors who are very talented, who understand the value of improv and to be in the moment, and how to tell a story. I think improv has been such a great tool. Like I said, it is a form of writing. Improv is like you're writing on the spot. The difference is on
Yeah.
stage, of course, you don't really have the ability to go back and edit. You have to
Right.
edit live. But I think my improv experiences helped me so much in filmmaking. I don't think that passing would have been possible if it wasn't for my improv experience. Um, because it's about like embracing that uncertainty of like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to trust my instincts.
Mhm.
Instincts take time to develop. Yeah, like with passing, like in the middle there when we're trying to figure out this relationship and how they're going to engage with one another. Like you're just jumping into the unknown and figuring it out as you go along. And
Right.
that's I don't know, that's the fun of improv to me. You
It's
know?
so interesting to think about. And also just your story in general, the fact that you did improv for 10 years, you graduated from AFI, you had a script featured on Blacklist, right?
Yeah, it was featured on one of the must reads list. And it's also a film about, it's funny enough, bookended similarly by what happens and what could have happened.
You like those stories, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just like the idea that one interaction, one thing can change the trajectory. You're changing my life right now. I mean, it's seriously like those little gestures, little interactions we have every day. I mean, I think the reason why people are so moved by passing was like the idea that she lost all this potential history with Noah. You know, like whether or not they become friends or lovers or they get married, just to feel like, oh my God, like imagine what they have lost. And I think people like start to project, you know, thoughts and of their own experiences of what they have lost. And
Absolutely, yeah. My brain when I was watching it, which I'm sure as a filmmaker, you probably like hearing what other people are thinking while they're watching your stories. So when I was watching Passing, the first thing that went through my mind was I'm engaged, and my fiance and I went to high school together, but we didn't talk or date then. I go to college. My dad pretty much makes me major in business, and I wanted nothing to do with it. So I needed a tutor in my accounting class because I was about to fail this class. It was so hard. I post on my Snapchat of all things that I need a tutor, and my fiance reaches out via Snapchat and he ends up helping me get an A. We start dating from there. But to me, it's like this whole theory of the butterfly effect. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but
yeah,
a lot of people had been talking about the butterfly effect over this past year. You know, if I never went to this school, if we never moved when I was younger and I had to go to this school and then this happened, it's just everything kind of the domino effect, really, is what
yeah,
it is, you know, just the way it starts from here and then you end up here. With Ali and Noah, it felt similar. I feel like I have to specify Ali and Noah in passing, not in the
yeah, yeah.
but with the two of them, it felt similar where you kind of felt their entire life play out in front of your eyes without even seeing that happen. But you felt it. You felt their connection be that strong.
100%. Yeah. It's funny, like, I think film is the only medium that can really convey that
Yeah.
feeling of lost. So your current boyfriend, did you ever interact with him prior to Snapchat?
Not really. We like followed each other, but no, not really. Not until he DM'd me offering to help.
Okay. And was there ever any point where you're like, oh gosh, who's this creep? Like,
No, I thought he was so cute. He was high school quarterback, and I was just like not very cool in high school, and I was very shy and nervous and introverted. And so I never expected that to even be an opportunity. And
yeah,
so when he DM'd me, I was like, I literally saw my whole life before my eyes.
there you go. Yeah.
So it was similar story
Yeah.
really. And there was a moment there where I didn't even respond. So it kind of felt like that could have been an ulterior path that I could have gone down where we never even had a conversation. But
Yeah.
instead it turned into us dating for forever, becoming engaged, and you know, potentially having or eventually having a family down the line and all of that. So it's wild. I think so many people can relate to that story in so many different ways. When it comes to your filmmaking and where you're at now in your journey, what did you think about while you were watching or working on Passing? What's something where you're like, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be here?
For my own life?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, I was thinking about this recently. Oh man, there's so many things, but I
Of
think definitely like
course.
I met Carter there 13 years ago at AFI. He was
Wow.
yeah, he came to so one of my teachers at AFI. He directed a couple of movies. Saved, I don't know if you're the one with Mandy Moore, but brilliant film. And then
Mhm.
another one, Struck by Lightning. And Carter was in Struck by Lightning. He came to speak to the class and answer questions. And I asked him if he'd be in one of my AFI short films, and he said, yeah, he was totally all for it. And I feel like if I hadn't taken that step, like
Right.
and been friends for 13 years now, like I wouldn't be here sitting talking with you right now. But also the other thing is like I'm moving to New York. I lived in LA for a very long time, and one day I was like, you know what? Like I love New York so much, and I feel like the city. There's nothing like it. It's so inspiring. You walk out in the street and you feel inspired. I feel inspired by it practically every day. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I moved out here, and I mean, look, I feel like this passing could only happen in New York. I don't know if you could. I can't see it in LA.
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's like there's this weird, oh god, LA is so depressing for this reason. It's the fact that we drive everywhere, and so we have even less human interaction than New Yorkers do, which
yeah,
honestly, as a total, our entire world right now, we're not having as much human interaction as we once did. Because even the human interaction that we're having, a lot of the time I'll see people holding their phone or on their phone, or in referring back to Veronica's Substack, she was talking about how you go in an elevator and even in that 30-second ride, you're sitting on your phone. Like, it's so bad how we are right now.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing is like LA, because like that's where it's home to the film industry. Is that a
Mhm.
lot of interactions just tend to feel transactional.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's not like that's just the nature of LA. Whereas in New York, I feel like I don't know. I think people are more grounded here. I like
Which is so funny because people would say there's way less ground. There's way less greenery and
true, true,
earth.
true,
But
true. I mean,
yes,
look, I'm sure I'm gonna get some pushback against
no, it's fine. I think
but,
most people would agree.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, in LA, less interaction. You have to again, like you have to drive and to get anywhere, you're less exposed to people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
truly. And here's the
yeah,
thing, I'm born and raised out in Southern California, grew up always coming to LA from the LA area, but I'm not fighting you on this. I completely agree with everything that you're saying, but especially in the film or just entertainment industry in general, it's very transactional. Whereas I feel like I've heard that when you travel to Europe, for example, they'll make fun of Americans because one of our first questions to them will be, So what do you do? And it's so true. That's what we do in LA. I'm assuming in New York, that's also true, where we're just like always trying to talk about work for some reason. And it's like so bad.
It's funny you bring this up. I was talking to someone the other day who said that actually in LA, people ask, what do you do? In New York, people ask, where are you from?
Oh,
I think that's
stop.
so
So it is an
true.
LA thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's so true. That is like the first question, because I want to know. Because first I'm in Brooklyn, so like if you're from Harlem or Queens, I want to know. I want to know because
Yeah.
it feels like the opposite side of the world. But also says it can say a lot too. But the neighborhood that you're in can say a lot about you.
No, so true. Whether or not you chose to move there, whether that's where you were raised, it
Yeah.
always does say so much about you. And whether or not that's where you were from, I love talking to people and asking where they're from and then seeing if they're going to say LA, a different part of LA, or if they're going to tell me where they were originally from. I
Yeah.
also like analyzing that part of their answer, like taking it a step further. But I actually wanted to talk about how your film now has Letterboxd reviews.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me.
Short films with Letterboxd reviews?
I know. Yeah, and honestly, that's fair. Like so there were people commenting like I want this on Letterboxd. So and I don't really use Letterboxd very much. It's like
Oh, I love it.
it's yeah. I mean, it's a great way for it's a great film community there for sure. But and I didn't think that they would like allow short films to be listed on there. But for the people who are asking for it, I did it. I did it for them, and been getting various reviews. And someone added it on their top 2025 films.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
wild.
been so cool. I mean, just for me to watch, I can only imagine what it's been feeling like for you. Like the fact that you uploaded it to Letterboxd and it wasn't just one person. Maybe it was one person who asked you, but it wasn't just one person who left the Letterboxd review.
Oh,
You have the reviews pouring in now.
yeah.
It's so cool. I wanted to read a couple of the reviews and get
Okay.
your response. They're all great, so don't even worry about it. You have nothing to worry about over here. But one came in from Christopher, who said, a person you don't know, you walk past them across the street, and then on the other side, you begin to start talking to each other. ... Such a nice story. Adrian, I would love to see more of your stories.
Oh, well, thank you, Christopher.
Like, that's already huge, the fact that they're taking note of you, the filmmaker. It's not even about the actors, because typically when people first start watching movies, films, whatever, they're paying attention to who they're seeing on screen, but these people are actually paying attention to you and your style.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, and I don't know these people too. Just to be clear,
Yeah,
anyone's like, oh,
yeah.
that's your friend Chris. I don't know Chris. Just to be clear. But,
It's his cousin Chris.
yeah, I don't know. I'm still stunned. I don't like. I truly appreciate it. It's very encouraging. It's very encouraging. Yeah.
Connie Max said, simple script, heart-piercing acting, and soul-touching production. The result, absolute magic.
Oh, thank you. Was it Maggie? Maggie?
Connie Max. I'm not sure if it's like that's their name. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's their screen name at least.
Oh, thanks, Connie. You can read the bad ones too. I don't care.
No, I only wrote those couple because it's like, just I loved how, one, they're looking for more of your work, but two, they could tell how much you guys put into this, even if it was just a short that took you guys 2 hours one day, but like leading up to this short film, you have put so much work into all of your previous work, and that's what's led to passing ultimately. So just a one-off, truly.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm laughing, and I'm just, like I said, I'm still in shock. I really am. But I'm never gonna exceed. Look, passing is passing. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna make anything that will match that in terms of like the reach. No. What I mean is like I all I can do is focus on creating the next thing. I don't want to go
Yeah.
in like I gotta beat passing or have to like live up to people's expectations of what I should be or what.
I saw you post on your story that you have a lot of new projects that you're working on, like a musical, I think you said, a horror, like something Black Mirror affiliated.
Yeah, so I'm currently in pre-production for 3 shorts. This talented actor, Nick Cregan, reached out to me, DM'd me after he saw Passing, and we had a video call, and we hit it off. And there was this real synergy there. I'm like, let's make something. And he's in LA, but he's in New York for a couple of weeks, and we're gonna film 2 shorts on Monday.
Wow.
They've got like there's like a love story elements in there that people might be happy to see, but like with a sci-fi angle on it. And then I'm also working on a musical, which is crazy.
So yeah, what are the logistics like with a musical?
Yeah, so talented actress Devin Kessler. She's in an upcoming show, Crystal Lake. It's based on the Friday the 13th, movies. And amazing singer. Brought her on board, and she recommended this composer, Jasenia Jackson, who took my lyrics and made it into a Broadway style song. Mr. Fitzgerald is going to be Devin's co-star. Both amazing singers, but I wanted to like try something I've never done before. It's terrifying. I honestly, it's only like a 4 or 5 minute song. It's just that one, it's a self-contained short, but having to think about how to tell the story through music and how to choreograph it. There's not gonna be any dancing or anything, but it's a challenge and it terrifies me, and we'll see if it works. But yeah, I just want to keep the momentum going and not worry about all the trying to live up to people's expectations. I just want to keep doing what I was doing before, which was just creating and putting stuff out there. When I made Passing, it was really just, like I said, like just something I wanted to do for fun with my friends. And it was never about let's make something viral, and so I just want to keep doing that. I think there is this pressure, I think people are watching.
Of course.
There's like been an outpouring of love, which I'm so grateful for. Producers have reached out to me. I have meetings set up in January. Yeah, like really, really amazing people. And I'm hoping I get a manager, an agent out of this. I am. An agency did reach out to me, and we're gonna touch base in January. But all that to say, I don't like that's amazing, and I'm so beyond grateful. But I also don't want to like I'm just gonna ride the wave and just keep creating.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the crazy thing about this industry is you're creating because you love it, but you do need moments like this to kind of validate you and make you feel like, yeah, this is the right path. You're right.
Oh man, like it was so needed for me. It's funny how life works. Like this has been a really, really tough year. I got laid off from my day job.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I had been living on unemployment for a long time, and now I ran out of that. And this happened like this past couple of months. I had a feature film that was trying to get off the ground. Had a well-known star attached, and had like award-winning producers attached, and that was amazing. But that kind of fell apart, and it was very tough. It was very tough.
Yeah.
It was disheartening, very discouraging. Honestly, one of the worst things in my life that happened this year. But then I made the decision to align myself with people who are energetically there. Like there's got to be this synergy. There's got to be this just an alignment. I heard Oprah say something about aligning people in spirit, and I agree with that so much. A lot of times as like filmmaker and you're trying to make it in this industry, you hope that there's going to be someone up there to help like save you or give you that chance. And look, it's great. I want that for sure. I'm not saying I don't want that, but I think you got to build a community. You got to find people who are on your level, who want to build with you, who not just, you don't just love your work, but they are invested in you as a person. They want to see you grow. They're going to be there for you when you make mistakes,
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep thinking about this video. There's this viral video posted where there's this dad and a daughter, and the dad does something. I think it was one of those videos where you kind of like, it's a fake freak out. I can't remember if it was that, but the dad does something like angry, like it was very sudden, and then the daughter's like looking at him like, what's wrong? Like, why did you just do that? And and the reason why that was shared so widely was because there was this love and compassion behind her curiosity of why her dad would behave that way all of a sudden. And I bring that up because when you're building relationships in the industry and you're collaborating with people, you kind of want that kind of relationship where people can look at you, be there with you with compassion and realize, rather than like judgment, realize human, we're trying to build this together. Let's be there for each other. And look, a lot of times it's not going to work, and that's okay too. But I decided to be more intentional about who I want to align with. And then this happened. And I really feel like on the one hand, I'm like so shocked by this outpouring of love. So like literally every day, I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, but also, oh wait, I made the intention to align myself with people who are going to be invested in me, not just my work, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I think we need that human connection in order for us to keep going as well. Like that's another thing. We need validation, yes, but we also need the human connection, and we need other people rooting for us, because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. But you do reach moments where you're like, God, I need someone telling me that I'm like doing a good job, or that this video made them happy, or something along those lines. Or you kind of mentioned this, but like people bringing you up with them.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's nice to have that validation, that reassurance. I think the danger is like relying on it all the time, but you have to start here for sure. But look, I'm not gonna lie, like this is the validation that I needed to just keep going. But it also shows that a fan posted a great quote about Viola Davis, what she said. I'm paraphrasing. Something along the lines of, just when you're doing what you love, you're just going to, attract, what you deserve. You know what I mean? And it's totally not what she said, but that was what that was
that's the gist.
That's the gist. That's the gist. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. I can picture the one that you're talking about, but I'm not even going to try to paraphrase it with you. So I'll trust you on that one. I know you have a ton of people reaching out to you at this point. How can an actor stand out to you? I know you probably hate that question.
Yeah, so I think I want to say a few things for the actors who are watching, and I'm so appreciative of everyone who wants to work with me. And my DMs are flooded, and please don't take it personally if I don't respond to you. I will say, like, have an intention if you reach out, or have some work you can on your profile, on your feed or website, something you can show. I think if you reach out and you're like, hey, I'm an actor, and then I'm like, well, where's your acting? Like, that doesn't really help if you don't have any work I can see. But let me say this though. I first of all, with these projects, I usually start with my friends, or if there's an alignment with somebody that I really want to work with. But in general, I look for actors who don't act in the sense that you bring yourself to your role, the role you're playing. And I feel like I can lose myself in your performance. Like, you know, those are the best actors to me when it doesn't feel like you're acting.
Yeah.
When there's something and the other thing is like I a lot of times I look at their selfie videos even more than like, I know this might contradict what I just said, I want to see your work, but I'd say have both, right? I have both. Like I want to see you, who you are, you know, because I'm going to be using that. Like I use actors like true essence, you know. I think every actor has something an innate quality that they bring to the performance, whether they realize it or not. Like if you look at Meryl Streep, like she tends to play high status. That's just, and there's like there's nothing wrong with that. That's just who Meryl Streep is. Even when she plays like a low status role, it's a high status, low status role. You know, like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
yeah, and that's what she's good at. I think know what you're good at. Yeah, I can go on all day about actors and
No, I just noticed that you were like, my upcoming films were booked. We're good. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. No, I think I just want to. It's just been again. I so love. I mean, I love it. I love it. I do. But I also want people to know, like people to ask, how do you cast? What's your process? What's your cast? If there's a project, I'll post it on stories. Like, hey, listen, I'll need this. You know, sometimes there is a role that's hard to cast, and I just want to put it out there. But yeah.
I cannot wait to see your future projects though. So you're shooting 2 shorts on
Three.
this next
But
3
this
but
Monday.
2 just this on this upcoming Monday. How
Yes.
quickly are you planning on getting those up?
That's a good question. I'm trying to decide. I think I want to roll these out with a strategy. You know, I think I want to treat these like their own. You know how feature films, there's a marketing strategy and everything.
Yes,
Kinda
of course.
keep people, you know, I think there's gonna be a little bit of that. You know, behind the scenes, drop a poster, whatever. Because I do see myself. I'm a filmmaker. I'm not a content creator. There's nothing. You know, I have nothing against content creators. You know, I think people who can do that, bravo. I wish I could create content like endlessly the way other people can. But I want to treat these as little films. They're really films. I don't want to treat them as pieces of content.
Yeah.
But the big goal for me is I'm developing 3 or 4 feature films, and I want to get a first feature off the ground. That's my dream. You know.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. That's going to be so exciting. And I really do believe in you, and not just for whatever, not just because of what I saw in passing, but it's like I was eager to reach out to you because of your passion and the way you talk about your projects, the way you talk about the people that you work with, the way that you acknowledge people who are fans of your work. It's like everything about you. I'm just truly rooting for you.
Thank you so much. And can I add something, like a piece of like advice for filmmakers who are following me?
Please do.
A lot, like use what you have, whether it's your phone, your friends, your apartment. I think we as filmmakers, we want control, right? And when we don't have the conditions we tend to like, we're precious about every little thing. We want everything to go perfectly. And so we tend to like, you know, stop ourselves when it's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I made this little short with no crew, and it's reached so many people. And I'm not saying like you gotta, you know, don't expect your work to go viral. Don't ever expect that, but just go create with what you have. Use your phone. Don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Just go for it.
It's great advice. I think people get so caught up in feeling like or noticing what they don't have rather than thinking about what they do have.
Right.
I remember seeing, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Katie Nolan. I think she's on Sirius XM now, but she's a sports host.
Mm-hmm.
And I followed her maybe like 10, 15 years ago when she first came into the industry. And she started by posting YouTube videos, and then she got picked up by Fox Sports. She got picked up by ESPN. But I remember her saying that the reason she kept getting picked up by all those big companies was because she noticed that we all had our phones, our laptops, whatever, which all have cameras on them. So we have a capability of posting videos. If you want to become a host, if you want to be a filmmaker, an actor, whatever, you have a way of doing that. It might not be what you're seeing on the big screen quite yet, but it shows these people that you're capable of that in the long run.
Exactly. The other thing is, like, you don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of putting stuff out there, because you can only get better. I've made dozens of short films. I think people have to realize that. Dozens of short films. The more, it's like a muscle. It's a muscle you have to keep exercising.
Yeah.
You know, and don't be afraid to put out like crap. Honestly.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you get to the good stuff, is by sifting through the bad stuff, you know?
Exactly.
Adrian Yang, thank you so much for joining us on Plus One. I had such a great time talking with you. I loved watching Passing. I've watched some of your other shorts as well at this point, and I'm rooting for you. Make sure to follow him, guys. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. Where else are you? Is it just Instagram right now?
Mainly Instagram, but it's Adrian Yang Films for YouTube and TikTok, and Instagram. Yeah.
And you'll be seeing even more from him in the future.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, by the way, on all the success.
No need to overthink it. You got the golden ticket.